The makers of Camel cigarettes present Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective. No other cigarette has Camel's rich, full flavor.
No other cigarette gives you this convincing proof of mildness.
In a coast-to-coast test, hundreds of people with normal throats smoked only Camels for 30 days.
Noted throat specialists examine the throats of those smokers every week and reported
not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
Make your own 30-day Camel test. Smoke only Camels for 30 days. See how well Camels agree with your throat, pack after pack, week after week.
Here transcribed is Richard Diamond, private detective, starring Dick Powell.
Diamond Detective Agency, your plight is our delight.
Helen Asher speaking, a gal alone with just a phone.
Oh, clever, Helen, clever.
Thank you, sir. After all, you're not the only one who can make up corny slogans.
Easy, girl, you're crowding me.
Of course, I just might give up my slogans if you were on time for dinner tonight.
Well, that's the deal. I can't stand competition.
Seriously, Rick, I have a surprise for you tonight.
Oh? You inviting a preacher for dinner, maybe?
No, nothing like that. But I'm fixing the whole dinner myself, from soup to salad.
Oh, great Scott. $4 million and she can cook, too.
Well, you just remember to go easy on lunch. I want you to have an appetite by the time you get here.
Helen, I couldn't think of eating anything that would spoil my appetite. Besides, the automat won't take slugs anymore. Well, I do believe little old me has a little old client.
Must be mail. I don't hear your fangs clicking.
Oh, dear, you're so astute. Bye.
Bye.
You, Diamond?
That's right.
Well, what do you know? Odds were 10 to 1 I'd find you in.
You don't say.
Yeah, now get your hat, pal. It's 45 puts the odds in my favor. Now get up.
What are the odds on finding out what this is all about?
100 to 1 right now. You'll find out soon enough, though. Now come on. And Diamond, don't try no tricks. You do when it's even money, you'll be a dead man.
Well, some people collect stamps. Me, I collect strange visitors. And the character who led me downstairs to his car was one of the strangest I'd seen all week. He wore a loud check vest, purple sports coat, and bright yellow slacks, and every time he opened his mouth, he gave odds on something or other. We drove through town, finally pulled up in front of a ritzy apartment house. He led me back to an apartment on the first floor.
Hold it. This is it. Inside, Diamond. That's fair enough. Hey, Janet! Janet!
I'm right here, Freddie. You don't have to...
I told you it was 4 to 1. I could bring him here.
Oh, you win the bet, Freddie. Oh, Mr. Diamond.
Oh, hello. Fred, if you'd told me she was going to be here, you wouldn't have needed odds.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I'm a very sweet guy, especially with a gun in my back.
You can put it away now, Freddie, and take a walk. I want to speak to Mr. Diamond alone.
Oh.
Freddie!
Okay. Only the odds are 3 to 1 I should stick around.
Mr. Diamond, I need your help. I suggested this to Freddie, and he said he'd bring you. I had no idea he'd force you to come.
Well, skip the apologies, honey. Just why do you need my help?
My name is Janet Collins. My brother is Bert Collins. Does that name mean anything to you?
It all depends. There was a Bert Collins sentenced to the electric chair a few months ago. Same one?
Yes, but he isn't guilty, Mr. Diamond. Bert was convicted of murdering a bookie, but he didn't. He tried to tell his story in court, but they wouldn't believe him.
And I take it you want to tell me his story now.
Exactly.
Well, I'm listening.
Bert went into the pool room to see this bookie about a loan. While he was talking to him, a stranger came in and shot the bookie. Said something about getting even. And the stranger dropped the gun and ran.
And, what did Bert do all this time?
Well, he was stunned. He bent over the body and picked up the gun just as the police rushed in. It looked like he did it. Only he's innocent, Mr. Diamond.
Honey, as I remember it, your brother had a fair trial. 12 men disagree with you about his guilt.
I know that. But there's one man who can prove he told the truth.
Oh? Well, keep talking.
There was a witness to the murder. A little racketeer named Tony Garibaldi was in the pool room when it happened. He saw the stranger come in and kill the bookie.
Why didn't this come out at the trial?
Because we couldn't find Tony.
We?
Freddie, Bert's lawyer, and myself. We have witnesses who swear they saw Tony enter the pool room and rush out after the shooting.
But you haven't got Tony.
No, and he's the only one who can prove Bert is innocent. Unless we find Tony by tomorrow, it'll be too late. Please take the case, Mr. Diamond. Find Tony Garibaldi.
Well, I can give it a try. This is a big city, though. Tony could be hiding anywhere.
I know it's a hard job, but I'll pay the usual fee, and I'll be very grateful, Mr. Diamond. Very grateful.
Mm-hmm. Well, save the gratitude for later, dear, after we find Tony Garibaldi. Oh, Diamond. A pretty face, a sob story, and you get into the screwiest cases. Find a cheap racketeer out of 7 million people. I wonder what kind of odds Freddie would have given me on that. I caught a cab back to my office, picked up my card, then drove down to the 5th Precinct. I was hoping Lieutenant Walt Levinson could give me some lead on Tony Garibaldi.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Diamond.
Mr. Diamond? Well, so formal.
New policy. Commissioner decided we were getting too lax here at the 5th Precinct. Henceforth, we are to treat visitors with dignity and respect.
You don't say.
Yeah, and stop grinning. What do you want down here, anyway?
Oh, I'm working on a case. You remember Bert Collins?
And how? Grilled him after he was arrested. Tough boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm working to spring him.
Yeah, he was one of the... What? Are you crazy? Collins gets the chair tomorrow night.
I know, but his sister says he's innocent.
And you believed her?
I don't know. She wants me to find a punk named Tony Garibaldi. Says Tony witnessed the murder and can prove Bert didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That's what Bert told us. We tried to locate Tony, but he's dropped out of circulation.
You think Tony really saw the murder?
Who knows? Guy next door to the pool room said he saw Tony enter and come out later after the shots. Look, Rick, there's no doubt that Bert did it. The patrolman on the beat rushed in, found him standing over the body with a gun in his hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, then why is Tony hiding? And why would Bert's sister want me to find Tony unless he was sure he could free her brother?
All I know is we had all the evidence against Bert that we needed. He tried to borrow money from the bookie. Bookie refused. They had a fight. Bert shot him open and shut case.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, Walt. I'm still going looking for Tony Garibaldi. Any leads on him?
Yeah, I'm afraid not. Chances are some of the petty rackets might know where he is. Tony's worked all the cheap rackets, got a lot of friends.
Well, I guess I start covering the petty rackets then, huh?
Yeah, good luck, Rick. If Bert is innocent, I'd hate to see him burn.
Well, if I find Tony, I'll bring him into you here.
I'm glad you said if. If you find Tony and if he can clear Bert Collins.
That's right, Fatty. If. New York is a big city, and like any big city, it has a lot of rackets. Everything from fake panhandlers to phony insurance salesmen. But someone in these rackets might know where I could find Tony Garibaldi. So I began checking. One racket after another, charity rackets, used car rackets, everything. Yeah, a lot of people knew Tony, but they hadn't seen him in months, or so they said. It was late afternoon by the time I pulled up in front of Sneezy Williams' apartment. A few years back, Sneezy had organized every pickpocket in town, formed a sort of a union. There was a chance he might know Tony's whereabouts. I got out of my car and started for his apartment.
Don't turn around, Diamond.
It couldn't be your finger sticking in my back, could it, friend?
No, it couldn't be. Walk toward that alley, Diamond, or I'll put a hole right through you.
That's a pleasant thought. Now, pal, if this is a stick-up, you're in for a disappointment. The only green stuff in my wallet is moss.
Shut up and don't turn around. That's far enough. Diamond, I hear you've been looking for me.
Oh, you're Garibaldi?
Shut up. I'll do the talking, Diamond. I don't know what your angle is in this or why you're after me, but I want you to lay off.
Well, why are you hiding, Tony? What are you afraid of?
Never mind that. Now, look, I've heard you're a right guy.
I hate to do this, but you gotta understand I'm not kidding. Keep away from me, or next time you won't get off so easy.
Tony, listen to me.
Before we continue with Richard Diamond, here are a few words about smoking enjoyment.
Listen to this report by leading throat specialists.
After making more than 2,000 weekly examinations of hundreds of smokers from coast to coast, smokers with normal throats who smoked only Camels for 30 days, noted throat specialists reported
Not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
that's proof of mildness, proof offered by no other cigarette.
Start your own 30-day Camel test. Smoke only Camels for the next 30 days.
You'll soon see how mild, how flavorful, how thoroughly enjoyable a cigarette can be.
You'll see how well Camels agree with your throat. Pack after pack, week after week.
How mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
And now back to Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
I was looking for a little racketeer named Tony Garibaldi. Only instead of finding him, Tony found me. And he left a bump on my head as a not-too-gentle reminder that he didn't appreciate me searching for him. But now I was even more determined to find him for two good reasons. One, he might save Bert Collins from the chair. And two, I wanted to repay him for that crack on the head with interest. After I'd come to in the alley, I went to a cafe on the corner, smoked 4 Camels, had 2 cups of coffee, and washed my face. I felt much better as I walked back up the street to Sneezy Williams' apartment. I climbed the stairs and knocked on Sneezy's door. When the door opened, Sneezy stood there, his face screwed up like he'd just bitten into an unripe persimmon, then... Relief spread over his pudgy features, and he held out his hand.
Ricky Diamond. Long time no see.
How are you, Sneezy?
Bad, Ricky. Awful bad. Come on in.
Well, thanks. Ooh, what's that smell?
Fumes. From my vaporizer over there on the table. I gotta breathe them. It clears up my head.
Oh. I hear you've gone up in the world, Sneezy. Pickpocket union, huh?
Diamond, please, don't use that word pickpocket. In the trade, we call them cannons.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
A common mistake. Yeah, I organize the boys. It keeps them out of each other's territory, and I get a percentage of all their takes.
Well, that explains the fancy apartment.
Uh-huh. Only what good's though when you're a sick man like me? I got a cold all year round. I've been under a mustard plaster so long I feel like a hot dog. What brings you here, Ricky?
I'm looking for a man, Sneezy. Thought you might know where I could find him.
Well, it all depends. Come on, let's sit over here by the vaporizer. I gotta sniff those fumes. Who you after, Rick?
Guy by the name of Tony Garibaldi.
Tony, huh?
You know him?
Oh, sure. Worked for me a few years back. I haven't seen him lately, though.
Where was he living when you knew him, Sneezy?
Now, let's see. Excuse me a sec. Ooh, them fumes feel good.
About Tony.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I should know it. Sure. He lived with his mother. Yeah, that's a nice old lady. I've been over there a few times.
Over where, Sneezy? What's the address?
The address? Ooh, them fumes. You know, these vaporizers come pretty high these days. This one set me back $10.
All right, Sneezy. Here's $10.
Vicky, you are a kindred soul.
Just make with the address, Sneezy.
Yeah, the old lady runs a dry cleaning shop over on 79th and 3rd. Right on the corner. You can't miss it. Ooh, them foo. Ooh.
Gesundheit. That last one must have registered on the Caltech seismograph. I left Sneezy with another gesundheit and went out the door before he blew me out. Then I went to my car, drove across town to the cleaning shop on 79th and 3rd. Inside, I found a tired-looking old lady marking clothes.
Yes? You have come for clothes?
No, Mrs. Garibaldi, I'm looking for your son.
Tony?
Tony.
What is it you want with him?
I'd like to talk to her.
You're from the police?
Well, indirectly, yes.
Go away.
Now, Mrs. Garibaldi...
Go away. You're not dressed like a policeman. You're not from the police. You wish to harm my Tony. Go away.
Mrs. Garibaldi, your son's in a lot of trouble. He might be able to save an innocent man from dying. I intend to find him.
Tony is in trouble, yes, I know. He comes here months ago, tells me he must hide. He does not tell me why. Why must Tony hide from men like you? Why?
Your son witnessed a murder.
This is a crime?
No, but Tony ran away. Now, if he tells what he really saw, perhaps an innocent man will go free.
Tony is a good boy. He would not wish harm to innocent man.
Perhaps Tony's afraid, Mrs. Garibaldi. Afraid some harm will come to him if he tells the truth.
Is this true?
No, the police will protect your son. But they can't protect him if they don't know where he is. He's in more danger now.
How do I know you speak the truth? You're not from the police. I know you're not harmed Tony yourself.
You can check with the police. Lieutenant Levinson, 5th Precinct. He'll vouch for me.
Oh, I do not know. You would not tell me to check unless you spoke the truth. But I do not know.
Where's Tony living, Mrs. Garibaldi?
Tony says I'm not to tell anyone.
Your son's afraid. People in fear don't think clearly. Now, where's Tony?
Tony's a good boy. It is no good he must hide.
Where is he?
Tony must hide no more. Tony must tell the truth. If I do wrong, may I be forgiven, but I will tell you where Tony hides.
Mrs. Garibaldi wrote the address on a slip of paper. I called Janet Collins and asked her to meet me at Tony's hideout. Together, we might be able to persuade him to tell the truth about the murder. When I got to Tony's rooming house, Janet hadn't arrived yet, so I went up alone. And after 5 flights, I didn't bother to knock.
What's that?
Hello, Tony.
Diamonds.
Yeah. Now, punk, we'll have a little talk.
You get out of here. Leave me alone.
Now, stay right there, Tony. I've got the gun this time. And I'm itching to pay you back for that wallop in the alley.
I had to do that, Diamond. You don't understand.
Well, then suppose you enlighten me. Who are you hiding from?
You know as well as I do. They hired you to find me, didn't they?
It all depends. Who do you mean by they?
Colin's sister Janet and that Freddie character. They hired you, didn't they?
That's right. To find a chicken-hearted punk who might be able to save Bert Collins from the chair. You're quite a guy, Tony. Let Bert die because you're afraid you'll risk your own neck.
Oh, come off it, Mr. Diamond. You must know why they want me. Sure, I was in the pool room the night of the murder. That's why I gotta hide.
I don't follow you, Tony. Now, who was it you saw?
You're trying to tell me you don't know.
I never ask questions if I know the answers.
Okay, then here's your answer. Sure, I seen the killer. It was Bert Collins.
What?
I was at a back table. Bert come in. He didn't see me. And after the shots, I got out of there fast.
Ah, you're lying, Tony. Why are you hiding if Bert really did it? He's been convicted. He can't harm you.
No, but his sister and that Freddie guy can. After the murder, they got in touch with me. Told me I had to swear I saw a stranger come in and kill the bookie. They told me I had to swear Bert didn't do it.
So that's why you ran?
Sure, I didn't want to get in trouble with the law. But if I didn't lie, I'd be killed, so I hid out.
Tony, if what you say is true, I'm the biggest stoop in town.
You gotta believe me, Mr. Diamond. I swear I tell the truth. And please don't tell them where I'm hiding, please.
It's too late for that, Tony. They already know.
What?
Yeah, come on. Let's get out of here. We'll get you to a safer place, then we'll have to...
Hold it right there, kiddies. Odds of 5 to 1, I'll pull a trigger.
Well. Yellow vest, purple sports coat, and gray gun. Freddie, you're a regular Technicolor nightmare.
Better drop your gun, Diamond.
Hello, Janet.
Drop it.
That's a sweet little boy.
You believe me now, Mr. Diamond?
Yeah, Tony, only don't rub it in.
Diamond, I'm sorry this has to be. I wanted you to find Tony, but I wish you hadn't talked to him.
Oh, Janet, you're a dreamer. This won't work. Even if Tony does swear Bert's innocent, the police will break his story. Your brother dies in the chair tomorrow night, and a lie can't save him.
We'll see about that. It's a chance anyway.
Well, what about it, Tony? You gonna let him take you downtown and lie for them?
Well, I don't know.
I know Tony, Diamond. Don't try and fill him with false bravado. He knows what Freddie'll do with him. Unless he does exactly what we tell him. Don't you, Tony?
Yeah, kid, you know. And the odds are 50-1 you'll say just what we want you to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Diamond. I guess I gotta do what they want.
Oh, don't be a fool, Tony.
Shut up, Diamond. You've talked enough.
Freddie, I'll leave you here with Diamond. Tony and I'll wait in the car. Don't be long. Come on, Tony.
Diamond,
Now then, Diamond. Just you and me.
You make the most brilliant statements, Freddie.
Yeah, and the odds are... Hey, keep your hands out of your pocket.
Oh, take it easy, Freddie. There couldn't be a gun in this pocket. Just got a $50. See?
What's the idea?
Well, Freddie, old boy, the way I see it, I'm about to be shot.
That's even money, all right.
Well, I can't figure out whether to die a hero trying to rush you or just stand here and wait for you to shoot.
Huh?
Now, either way, I die, so I might as well decide which way I want it. Thought I might flip a coin.
Diamond, you must be a little off, huh?
Freddie, I didn't admit it before, but you see, I'm crazy about gambling, too, just like you.
Yeah?
Sure. You can appreciate a sportsman wanting to go out like this, to die on a gamble.
I don't know.
Oh, Freddie, relax. Either way, I die. Now, I'll flip the coin 2 out of 3. Heads, I die rushing you. Tails, I wait for you to shoot.
It is sort of interesting.
Well, here we go. Up. There. Tails.
You're right.
2 out of 3. Up.
What is it?
Heads.
Well, go on. This one tells the tale.
Yeah, Freddie, this one tells the tale. I held the coin against my thumb. Freddie was interested now. He was the type who liked any kind of a bet, and in this one, the odds were all in his favor. But I always did like long shots. I flipped the coin high. Only this time, I didn't catch it. I let it fall to the floor, and Freddie's eyes followed it. This was what I needed. I threw him off balance, and the gun went clattering to the floor. Then my right hand plowed into a yellow vest, and my left hand followed through. And that took care of Freddie. But there was still Janet outside with Tony in the car. I stripped Freddie of his purple sport coat, put it on, and went downstairs. Outside, I saw Janet and Tony in a blue sedan parked at the curb. I lowered my head and went around to Janet's side as fast as I could.
Get in the other side, Freddie. Diamond.
No, take it easy, honey.
Let me go. Let me go.
Oh, just relax now. You'll go somewhere in a minute. Tony.
Yeah?
Run down to the corner and get the cop of the beat to take care of our little friends, will you? And make it snappy. I got a date at 7 o'clock. I wonder how Helen will like me in a purple sport jacket. I beg your pardon, Helen, dear?
I said,
Well, that's what I thought you said. Now, dear, please stop staring at me. It makes me self-conscious.
Oh, I just can't help it, Rick. I don't think it's right for a woman to tell a man how to dress.
I agree.
Only sometimes. Well, that purple sport jacket.
I was wondering when you'd notice it.
Oh, I noticed it when you first came in. I'm just getting over the shock.
Oh, I knew you'd like it, dear. Wait until you see my red, white, and blue slacks. I'm saving them for Lincoln's birthday.
Oh, now, Rick, what's come over you?
Personality, dear. Now settle back and listen to your colorful boyfriend sing a sweet song.
Oh, what a way to spend an evening. A purple coat, a piano, and a private detective. And I'm the gal who graduated from Vassar.
And so to sleep, but you.
Oh, that was very nice.
Thank you.
Only I'm surprised you didn't sing a louder tune. to go with your clothes.
Oh, Helen, from your tone, one would think you didn't approve of my new apparel.
Yes, one would, wouldn't one? One would also... Now, Rick. Rick.
Yes, dear.
More.
Well, I'll be romantic tonight.
Romantic, nothing. As long as you wear that jacket, I'd rather keep my eyes closed. Come here.
Dick Powell will return in just a minute.
What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
When that question was asked of doctors from coast to coast, doctors in all branches of medicine, the brand name most was Camel.
Why don't you smoke Camels, too? And say, why not give a carton of Camels for St. Valentine's Day? Camels come in a special carton all dressed up for the Valentine season. Give your Valentine Camels.
How mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see.
Here's Dick Powell with a special message.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to help bring pleasure to hospitalized veterans and members of our armed forces, the makers of Camel send thousands of packs of Camel cigarettes to service in veterans' hospitals every week. This week, the gift Camels go to Veterans Hospitals, Fort Harrison, Montana, and West Roxbury, Massachusetts. U.S. Naval Hospital, Quantico, Virginia. U.S. Army Station Hospital, Camp Carson, Colorado. And the Military Air Transport Service, which evacuates virtually all overseas wounded personnel. Now, until next week, enjoy Camels. I always do.
Tonight's transcribed adventure of Richard Diamond was written and directed by Dick Carr with music by Frank Worth. Virginia Gregg played the part of Helen Asher, and Alan Reed was Lieutenant Levinson. Others in the cast were Herb Butterfield, Gene Bates, and Parley Bear. Be sure to listen to another great Camel show, Vaughn Monroe and the Camel Caravan, every Saturday night. Here's Prince Albert, the National Joy Smoke.
The bite is out and the pleasure's in when you smoke Prince Albert. It's specially treated not to bite your tongue. The bite is out and the pleasure's in.
So pack your pipe with Prince Albert, the largest selling pipe tobacco in America. It's smooth, cool smoking. And say, there's more tobacco in the pocket tin now. So get Prince Albert tomorrow. Listen next week for another exciting adventure of Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, private detective.
Walk this way, Diamond.
If I do, well, I tell my friends. Hey, this is the morgue.
Yeah, wise guy.
You should feel right at home here, Otis.
Oh. Hello, Rick.
Hiya, Walt. What goes here?
I want you to take a look at someone. You know who this is, Rick?
Oh, the poor little devil. He was murdered, huh?
Yeah, shot. Right in the back.
Here's another exciting half hour with Richard Diamond, private detective, starring Dick Powell.
Yeah, you want something?
How do you do? Are you the manager of this little haven of rest?
A boarding house. I run it.
I heard you both times.
What do you want, huh? What do you want?
Information. Your move.
You nuts or something, huh? You nuts?
I'm looking for a girl.
What's the matter? Read the sign. It says rooms, for rent. Rooms. Beat it.
You know, if you ever get around to running at 33 1/3, you'll save a lot of breath.
Smart guy, real smart guy. Now, I got to work.
Wait a minute. Now, wait. Here's $5 if you can tell me about a girl named Elaine Tanner.
For $10, I couldn't tell you a thing. Don't know her.
She lived here?
So it's a secret from me, a secret. Now...
Here. Take a look at the snapshot. A man and a girl. Do you know the girl?
Mister, I got maybe 10, 20, 30 different people every month. They come, they go, they pay rent. That's all I care. They pay rent.
All right. Did this girl ever pay rent here?
Maybe I remember her face. I never remember no names.
Is anybody living in her room now?
Why you want to know? Huh?
Well, I'll tell you a secret, Bud. The girl is my sister. When we were little kids, my mother and father ran away from home to become acrobats in a circus. This broke up my sister, and she left, too. Now, Mama and Papa are back, and I want the whole stinking family together again so we can take the light out of the window.
Sure. For $10, maybe I'll show you her room.
All right, you're in business. Now, here's your 10.
Thanks.
The fingers are mine.
This way, down this way.
How long does she live here?
Oh, not for long, maybe 2 weeks.
Then what?
Then comes an old guy one day. Yeah, an old guy, and...
And what?
She goes away with him. And you know what else?
Yes, I know what else. The old guy was the same guy in the snapshot I showed you a minute ago. He was with a girl.
Sure. Okay, look around. She ain't in any of them drawers, she ain't. Or that cupboard, she ain't.
She ain't no place. Now tell me, did she leave anything here at all?
Just junk. Newspapers, magazines, newspapers.
So she was a bookworm. Well, okay, I guess that's it. Let's go. Let's get out of here fast.
Who they shooting at?
Who's in that house next door where the shots came from?
People.
Thanks.
They're shooting at you.
Know anybody who wants to get rid of you?
Nobody. Oh, mister, please go now.
Look. Here's $20 more if you do me a favor.
I do you one favor and get shot at. Who knows what'll happen for 20, huh? Who knows?
Twice as much fun. Now, look, go through the stuff she left here.
I told you there wasn't nothing.
Well, go through it anyway. If you find anything that might give me a lead, call me up. Here's my card.
Richard Diamond, private detective. Hey, it says you're a Dick.
Strictly private. Now, is it a deal?
$20 now?
There'll be more if you find something for me.
Okay. No, please beat it and don't come back here no more. Window glass costs dough.
I knew it wouldn't do me any good to look at the house where the shots came from, because whoever played me for a clay pigeon would get out fast. Now, only one person knew I was likely to visit that boarding house, the man who sent me there. And his name was Morris Clinton. Vocation? Multimillionaire. Avocation or hobby? Wolf. And an old one at that. But why should he take a shot at me? Thinking like that figured out to a heart-to-heart talk with Clinton, so I went to see him. But if he knew anything, he played it straight.
Shoot at you? But that's ridiculous.
Well, I agree, Clinton, but look at my side of it. This morning you sent your chauffeur to my office to bring me here. Then you hired me to find a girl for you, a girl named Elaine Tanner.
And she wasn't there.
Right, she wasn't there. Just an empty room in a boarding house.
That's all the information I could give you about her.
I'll even buy that. I've worked on less information before, but here's my point, Mr. Clinton. I was shot at. I'm used to it, but I don't like it.
I told you, I know nothing about that. Believe me, Mr. Diamond, I know nothing about it.
I do believe you. We'll just say someone doesn't like my poking around that boarding house. Have you got any idea who that might be?
No, I haven't. I swear it.
Okay, I'll wrap it up right now. As I said, I've been shot at before, but you've been so pleasant, Mr. Clinton. From here, the price goes up.
You don't want to go on with the case?
Not at these prices.
All right, forget it then. I gave you $100 this morning. Keep it. And forget you ever saw me.
Oh, you're so sweet. It'll be a pleasure.
Diamond, just a moment.
Yeah?
What has happened is between you and me.
Oh, yes. Oh, I will have to report those shots.
What?
Sure. The police don't like to have people taking pot shots at each other. It makes for confusion in a big city.
Wait, Diamond, wait.
Something else, Mr. Clinton?
I have my own reasons for not wanting anyone else involved in this. I'm sure you and I can come to an agreement.
Oh, well, it's just possible, Maury, that you and I may not see wallet to wallet.
What would you say if I offered you $1,000 bonus to keep on the case?
Offer or suggestion?
I'll make it a deal.
Put it on paper. A check.
Can I trust you?
Okay, Clinton, if you feel that way about it. Post date the check. A week from today. If I don't show up with Elaine Tanner by then, the check is yours again. Uncashed.
Very well. Here you are.
Thanks. So long, Mr. Clinton. I'll keep in touch.
Where are you going now?
Back to my office to wait for a phone call from the little guy at 118 Parker Avenue.
Oh.
Well, hello there. Did you hear everything you wanted to?
I beg your pardon, sir. I was just coming in to ask Mr. Clinton if I should drive him anywhere this afternoon.
Oh?
Victor, come in here.
Right away, Mr. Clinton. Excuse me, Mr. Diamond.
Yeah, sure. So long, Christopher. The minute I left Clinton and Chris, I began to get that lousy feeling again. The only thing that made me feel anywhere near normal was the thought of the $1,000 that would be mine in 7 days. For $1,000, I'd stand up for target practice for the big mole. I didn't have much to go on, just the knowledge that old man Clinton wanted me to find Elaine Tanner and that somebody, who up to now had proved to be a bad shot, didn't want me to find her. With that peaceful thought in mind, I sat in my office hoping for a call from the little manager of the boarding house on Parker Avenue. I'd been waiting about an hour, and then... save your knuckles and use a fire axe. Come on in.
Hello, Mr. Diamond.
Well, Christopher. All your driving finished for the day?
Mr. Clinton sent me to see Mr. Diamond.
This is the second time today. What's he trying to do, make dear friends of us?
Not exactly, Mr. Diamond. He wants that check back.
What?
He's changed his mind.
Oh, from what I know of him, it needs it.
He wants to call off the whole thing. Something happened.
Elaine Tanner show up?
No.
Oh, and he sent you to get the $1,000 check back.
That's right, Mr. Diamond.
Oh, I know an easier way. Why doesn't he just stop payment on the check?
I'm only carrying out Mr. Clinton's orders.
Are you?
Why do you ask that?
That seems a little offbeat, Chris. This morning he hires me, then he fires me, then he hires me, now he fires me. Monotonous, isn't it?
May I have the check, Mr. Diamond?
Not before I call Clinton and ask him a few things.
You just don't seem to understand, do you?
I want Mr. Clinton to explain.
Take your hands away from that phone.
Oh, gun. I know how I hate him.
No need to be afraid of this one unless you get stubborn.
Let's give Clinton a ring.
Keep your hands on top of the desk, palms down.
So we're going to play table tilting, maybe?
And stay sitting.
Listen, Chris.
How do you like your hair parted, Diamond? On the side or right in the middle?
When I opened my big blue eyes, my office was dark, and the neon light on the hotel across the street flashed the news that it was dark outside, too. I'd been out cold for a long time. When the room stopped spinning, I reached out, grabbed a piece of it, pulled myself up, went to the water cooler, splashed myself alive. I started toward the light switch when... This time I was going to be ready. I got behind the door and waited.
Hey, what's the idea? Hey, let go! Oh, for the love of Mike, Otis.
Sergeant Otis.
Well, who are you expecting? Gorgeous George, maybe? Let go my neck.
Oh, I'm sorry, Otis. I guess I just can't resist you.
You crazy shamus. Hey, it's dark in here.
It was a lot darker a couple of minutes ago. Hit the light, will you?
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, I got enough troubles, and the first thing I see when I wake up is you.
Holy mackerel. What you been doing with your head, Diamond?
I got mixed up in a handball game.
Oh?
Yeah, some friends needed a ball. It's hard work, but you get used to it.
Oh, got worked over, huh? Well, them bum jokes you pull catch up with you sometimes.
Yeah, I would... Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing here?
I come to get you. Lieutenant Levinson wants to see you.
Well, go back and describe me. That's all he gets tonight.
I think you better come, Shamus. It's important.
I think you better go, Otis. That's important.
Now, look. Lieutenant Levinson sends me over to get you. There's something he wants to ask you.
All I know is name, rank, and serial number. Now go back and tell Walt I don't want to play games.
Shamus, I got news for you. Murder ain't a game no more.
That's all Otis would tell me, but I didn't like the way he kept looking at me all the way to see Levinson. Then we got to headquarters, not to Walt's office, but down the long marble corridor that led back to other places.
He wants me to bring you back here, Diamond.
Where to?
The morgue.
The morgue?
Yeah, you heard of it.
I've heard of it. What's this all about?
You'll see. In here, Shamus. Lieutenant.
Back here, Otis.
Come on, Diamond.
Hello, Rick.
Well, how's the other head look? I'll let you know when it speaks to me.
Yeah.
Meantime, I want you to take a look at someone.
In here?
Yeah, in here. You know who this is, Rick?
Oh, the poor little devil. The poor devil.
What do you know about him?
Well, he was manager of a boarding house. Cheap walk-up on Parker Avenue.
That we know. What else?
He was murdered, huh?
Shot right in the back. Rick, unless I knew you were tied in, I wouldn't have you here. You want to talk about it?
Somewhere else, Walt.
Sure. Come on.
Before I answer any more questions, Walt, how'd you tie me in?
He had one of your business cards in his hand. He was shot while he was standing at the phone in the hallway of that boarding house. Did he call you, Rick?
I didn't get a call from him.
Got any idea why he wanted you?
Maybe, maybe not. All depends.
On what?
Walt, listen.
I will in my office. Wait outside, Otis, and I'm busy. Get it?
Sure, I get it.
Wait a second, Rick. Now, here's a gun, 38 police special. Take a good look at it.
I've seen it before. It's mine. How did you get it?
Ballistics report says this gun killed the little guy back there.
Did you check it for fingerprints?
Yeah, and they were all yours.
Will you have Otis come visit me and bake a cake with a file in it?
Oh, cut it out, Rick. I know you didn't kill him, but I've got to tell the commissioner something. He's funny that way.
I was in my office when the guy was shot. I was out cold.
You got any proof?
For you or the commissioner?
For the commissioner, you egghead.
Listen on the way.
To where?
Have Otis bring the car around front. We're going to make a call on a guy named Morris Clinton and his errand boy, Christopher. On the way out, I told Walt the whole thing, how Christopher caught me off base, put me out, and then must have taken my gun to kill the little manager. But neither of us could come up with an answer to why. Why murder to keep me from finding Elaine Tanner? What was the connection between Clinton, his chauffeur, and the girl? I thought maybe Clinton would give her the answers when he learned there was a murder tapping at his door.
So you want to see Christopher, Lieutenant Leveson?
If you don't mind, Mr. Clinton.
No, not at all. I'll call him.
Real loud, Mr. Clinton.
Of course. Christopher? Christopher!
You're sure he's here, Mr. Clinton?
Yes, I am, of course, Lieutenant.
Call again.
Christopher! Christopher!
I don't think he'll hear you.
Why not? I'm not deaf, Mr. Diamond.
Rick, is that Christopher?
Yeah, this is Chris, all right. And I owe him a haircut.
Now, lay off, Rick. I'll handle this. Christopher.
Yes, sir?
Where were you about 2 this afternoon?
Why, right here, working on the car.
Correction. Working on me.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, come on. Let's have it straight.
Mr. Clinton, what about this?
Christopher is right, Lieutenant. Yes, he's right.
Oh, you're scared stiff, Clinton, and you're lying.
I'm not. I wanted to go into town to keep an appointment.
And the fuel pump on the car was stopped up. I had to take it apart.
Oh, sure. And while you fixed it, Clinton stood right over you.
As a matter of fact, he did watch.
And it took all afternoon to fix it.
No, but when it was finished, it was too late for Mr. Clinton's appointment. He decided not to go.
How about that, Mr. Clinton?
Oh, yes, Lieutenant. Christopher hasn't been out of my sight all afternoon.
That's good enough for me. All right, Diamond, let's go.
What? Are you crazy?
No, that's why I'm putting the cuffs on you. I thought there was something fishy about your story. Gun taken away from you, people coming to see you, hiring you, firing
Walt, your stomach has gone to your head.
Never mind my stomach. Otis.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
Put the cuffs on this Shamus.
Cuffs? On him?
Close your mouth, Otis. Put the cuffs on.
Walt, what in the world?
Diamond, I've been waiting for a chance like this to comb you out of my hair for good. Otis, the cuffs.
Yes, sir, Lieutenant. All right, Shamus, hold him out.
Mr. Clinton, thank you very much. Goodbye. Come on, Diamond.
Lieutenant.
Otis, I told you to close your mouth.
Oh, I gotta breathe.
Oh, shut up and come on.
Walt.
Outside, Diamond. Get going.
You big bubblehead. What's the idea of making like a cop with me?
I kind of liked it. How'd I do?
What?
Good performance, eh?
Good performance. Oh, you big ham. You great big ham.
Well, Lieutenant, are we going to put the Shamus in the jug?
Shut up, Otis. Take the cuffs off him.
What?
Here, Otis, start working.
Oh, you're right, Rick. Clinton was scared stiff. Then, for some reason, he backed Christopher's alibi.
Well, I've got an idea.
You better have. If I don't have something to tell the commissioner, I'll have to give up my ideas about a pension.
I'm going back to that boarding house.
Why?
Well, the manager was going to call me. It's just possible he got a hold of a lead on Elaine Tanner, but Christopher killed him before he had a chance to tell me.
Well, that makes sense.
Have you got a man there?
Yeah, a happy.
Oh, good. I'll see you later.
Rick.
What?
Please. For the sake of my stomach, don't slip up. You're my only suspect without an alibi.
Thanks, Walt. See you later.
Yeah.
No, Walt.
What?
Bottoms up on the bicarbonate.
It's all the stuff there was in the basement, Diamond.
Oh, thanks, Mahaffey. Everything neatly bundled but this one pile. The little guy must have gone through it.
Got any idea what you're looking for?
No, give me a hand, will you?
Sure.
Newspapers, magazines. Oh, Mahaffey.
Uh-huh.
No one's been in here since the murder?
Nobody. I've been on the door.
And the manager had nothing on him.
Only your card.
That's funny, very funny. He wouldn't have tried to call me if he hadn't found something. Maybe he came across something in this pile of stuff. Didn't take it out and then...
Find something?
Yeah. This sheaf of withholding tax statements.
Mm-hmm. The kind that come on the bottoms of paychecks.
Made out to Elaine Tanner, paid by the Blue Falcon nightclub.
That ain't far from here.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, sure. Now I remember a kid that named Tanner. Yeah, used to work here on the line.
Thanks, bartender. Where's she now?
Well, Mr. Me, I know from nothing about her, but she was good friends with one of the dolls in the line, gal named Gladys.
Where can I find this Gladys?
Dressing room, straight back, turn left.
And knock on the door, huh?
What for? They dress that way for the show anyway.
I'll keep both eyes closed.
Sure, straight back like I said, then first turn left.
What you want with her, handsome? Why don't you get off here?
You tip me, sweetheart, but give me a rain check.
Who waits for rain? But, why do you want to see Elaine?
Well, maybe I ought to tell her about some oil wells that came in.
Yeah? You don't look like the type talks about oil wells.
Honey, don't let the tassels on my shoes fool you.
Oh, you're cute. Yeah, I know where Elaine is.
Want to give?
Information?
Sure.
Oh, you've got a one-track mind.
Maybe I can't switch it over yet.
Okay, so I'll get a couple of days older meanwhile. Anyhow, I never did like her. So, I don't mind letting you know.
No what, Gladys?
Well, maybe a month ago she quits this this dump.
All right, she quits. Go ahead.
Yeah. But before she quit, she's acting funny. Like the night we're going home together, walking along. And she's talking.
This is the last time I take this walk.
So, gonna fly to him from work?
I'm quitting.
Well, if you like to eat grass, go ahead.
I won't eat grass. Ever had a real mink coat, Gladys?
I coulda, but his lawyer settled out of court.
I'll have one. I'll do all right.
You thinking about that guy Clinton who comes in the club?
Uh-huh.
Honey, there's wolves and there's wolves. Want to pick one with teeth?
He likes me.
Sure. Every time he sees you, he's got to push his eyes back in his head.
Chris is working for him. His chauffeur.
So this is news, so what?
Money. Lots of it.
Shakedown? Oh, now look, honey, they can give you trouble for that.
Not a shakedown. This is safe and sure. Chris figured it. He figured it, and I...
And what?
Nothing. Just forget it. Come on, let's get some coffee.
And that's all she says.
Uh-huh. Now, where can I find her?
Oh, I'll tell you where I think she is. Here's the address. I wrote it down.
Thanks, Gladys. I'll see you again.
Yeah. See more of me.
Is that possible?
This costume's for the first show. We save up for the second.
I'll be here for the last show.
Oh, what you said. So long, handsome.
A little while after Gladys gave the address, I was buzzing at an apartment door. I kept my fingers crossed and then uncrossed them when the door opened.
Yes?
Hello there, Elaine.
Who are you?
Well, the name's Hangtooth, Elmer Hangtooth.
Who?
Oh, I better come in.
Hey, what's the idea?
Can't hear a thing you say, honey. My hearing aid just shorted out.
Now listen, wise guy.
Oh, Elaine. Chris sent me.
Chris?
Yeah. He said to tell you everything's okay. The heat's off.
How about that private eye?
Diamond? Richard Diamond?
Yeah, that's the one.
Honey, you'll never be any closer to him than you are right now.
I was afraid he'd quit. Hey, when's Chris coming?
Soon, I hope.
Oh. I've never seen you before. Is that right?
Well, you're young and life's full of surprises.
Uh-huh. I like surprises.
Right.
Chris work you in on the deal?
Yeah. I did him a favor. Took care of Diamond. Like doing it, too. Oh, by the way, what goes with you and Clinton?
Honey, we had a common interest.
Oh.
Books, dearie. Books. He had one I wanted. When I finished with him, I could have walked out with the furniture.
Yeah, I guess you could, baby. I guess you could.
Think so?
Why not?
What did you say your name was?
Well, the name's Appleknocker, Harold Appleknocker.
What? That's not what you said before.
Oh, so you have been listening. The real name is Diamond, Richard Diamond.
I see a kidder, huh?
Well, if that makes you laugh, this ought to bring back Mahjong. Here, take a look at my license.
Huh?
My membership card, the Hopalong Cassidy Club, my Flash Gordon beanie.
You dirty shamus, you stinking cop.
Easy, baby.
Let
Easy,
go of me.
baby, easy.
Let go, you dirty. Let go of me.
Let her go, Diamond.
Chris.
Jackpot, Chris and Elaine all at once.
Diamond, get your hands off her. Get him off. No, that's better. Now, Elaine, before I fill him full of holes, tell me what he's doing here.
He said you sent him, Chris.
Sure, he would. Elaine, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay, hand me a cushion from the sofa.
Want to take a nap, Chris?
I'll laugh at your funeral, Shamus. Hold a cushion over the gun. Nobody hears the shot.
Better not, Chris.
Elaine, start out. I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, all right, Chris.
Got the book?
Yeah.
What book?
Shut up. Get going, Elaine.
Chris, let's talk this over.
Funny, you just finished talking, Diamond. Elaine, what's the matter?
Give me my book. Give it to me.
Dove, get out of the way. Diamond, you...
Chris.
Well, I owed in that partner's hair. It's all right, Elaine. Just creased. I wouldn't think of depriving the hot seat of such a good customer.
My book. Where's my book? I want it. Give me my book.
Sure, Mr. Clinton. But I'm afraid you'll have to explain to the police first. A telephone call to the 5th Precinct brought Walt and Otis to my rescue. Otis used the siren. Loved it. I told Walt the book old man Clinton kept screaming about had me a little confused, that I wouldn't be able to relax until he found out just where it fitted in the case. He promised to find out the answers as soon as he took Chris, Elaine, and Clinton back to the 5th Precinct. I told him to call me at Helen's.
Rick, what about that check for $1,000? Is it any good?
Well, the check's post-dated. I doubt if Mr. Clinton will honor it now. It's too bad. We could have celebrated.
So all you got for your trouble was $100 a day in expenses.
I'll get it. Grant's Tomb, the general speaking.
Rick?
Yeah? Walt?
Yeah. You sitting down?
Why?
You can tear up that check Clinton gave you. He won't honor it. He's mad about having to go to jail.
Oh, I was way ahead of you about the check. Why did Clinton go to jail? What did he do?
You know that book he was yelling about?
What about it?
Well, it's an original Sir Francis Bacon manuscript.
How would you know?
I hate to admit it, but Otis told me what it was. You know, Otis is excuse me, Lieutenant. It's bibliophile. Shut up, Hammerhead.
Okay, so I work for nothing.
Rick.
Yeah?
The book was worth $30,000. It was stolen 18 years ago from the Fine Arts Library in Washington. Old man Clinton bought it from a fence. That's why he couldn't go to the police.
Oh, so Chris and Elaine hijacked it, huh? Probably had a sale for it.
Yeah, Rick, there's a $1,500 reward for that book.
So what?
It's yours.
Hey, wait a minute, Walt. Helen, put your ear next to the receiver.
Oh, all right.
Walt, say that again.
Say what again?
What you just said.
Did I say anything?
Well, sure you did.
Are you sure?
Oh, now cut it out, Walt. Say it again about the reward.
Oh, that. There's a $1,500 reward for the book.
Thanks, Walt. Bye.
Bye.
Well, baby.
Well, we're going to celebrate after all. $1,500. Oh, Rick, that calls for a real celebration.
Sure.
Well, don't go away, darling. I'll be right back. I won't be long. Oh, Rick, there's a new song on the piano. Why don't you try it?
Okay, I shed my pajamas and put on my prayers. Well, that's pretty silly, but... My baby kissed me goodnight, and I am glad to relate that by the time I got home, I was feeling great. I climbed up the door and opened the stairs. I said my pajamas and put on my prayers. I turned off the bed, crawled into the light, and all because you kissed me good night. Next morning I awoke and scrambled my shoes. I shined up an egg, then I toasted the news. I buttered my tie and took another bite, and all because you kissed me good night. By evening I felt normal, so we went out again. You said good night and kissed me. I hurried home, and then I climbed up the door and opened the stairs. I said my pajamas and put on my prayers. I turned off the bed, crawled into the light, and all because you kissed me good night. By evening I felt normal, so we went out again.
You said goodnight and kissed me. I hurried home, and then I lifted the preacher, called up the phone, spoke to the dog, and threw your ma a bone. 'Twas midnight, and yet the sun was shining bright, and I think how you kissed me. Good night.
Oh, that was lovely, Rick. Well, how do I look?
Oh, my, wonderful. What are you so dressed up for?
For the celebration.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Come on, let's go.
Oh, where are we going, Rick?
Oh, the Blue Falcon nightclub. We'll be just in time for the last show.
The Blue Falcon. Oh, but why pick that play?
Oh, but they've got a wonderful floor show.
Yes, but the costumes are... well, they're nothing.
Oh, what you said.
You have just heard Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell. Ed Begley played Lieutenant Walt Levinson. Also in the cast were Wilms Herbert, Francis Robinson, Ted Osborne, Gene Bates, and Paul DeBob. Music was under the direction of Frank Worth. Today's show was written and directed by Russell Hughes. Dick Powell currently may be seen in the motion picture version of the best-selling novel, Mrs. Mike. This is Eddie King inviting you to be with us next Sunday at this same time when we will again bring you Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. What's on NBC today? Ezio Pinza, dynamic singing star, plays his first starring dramatic role today on Theater Guild on the Air, with Madeline Carroll and Linda Darnell co-starred. And you'll also want to listen to the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show and the Adventures of Sam Spade right before Theater Guild. Don't forget, Ezio Pinza on Theater Guild on the Air today. It's all great entertainment today on NBC. Your tune for the stars on NBC.
The makers of Camel cigarettes present Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. How mild can a cigarette be?
Martha Tilton knows.
Ezio Pinza knows.
Vaughn Monroe knows.
Yes, so many stars whose voices are their fortunes know it's Camels for mildness. They choose Camels because they know that Camels get along with their throats.
Make the 30-day Camel mildness test and see how mild, how flavorful, how thoroughly enjoyable a cigarette can be.
Here transcribed is Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Back here behind the socks. Care for the clothesline?
I thought you were a detective.
Oh, it's been a rumor for some time.
Do you always do laundry in the office?
Only on Fridays, honey. Have a seat, Miss...
Caspery.
Well, I'll be right with you, Miss Caspery, as soon as I ring out these, as soon as I ring them out.
Go right ahead.
There. Mm-hmm. All right, Miss Caspary, what can I do for you?
It's Mrs.
Well, now, what's it all about?
My husband's going to kill me.
Just frisky, or has he got a reason?
I found out he's been stealing from his partner, and when I faced him with it, he threatened me.
Has he done anything more than threaten?
Last night he went out and said he'd be gone for most of the evening. I went to bed, and about an hour later, I thought I heard somebody start upstairs. I got frightened and put pillows in my bed to make it look like I was sleeping.
Was it your husband?
I hid in my dressing room and watched, and then the door opened. It was too dark to tell, but I'm sure it was Phil. He came in and had a knife, and he jabbed the pillow several times before he realized it wasn't a real body.
Couldn't he see?
What do you mean?
Well, there's some things a guy remembers. Even if you slept in a diving suit, you'd have a hard time hiding them.
I like lots of covers.
Yeah. Now, you said Phil. Is your husband Phil Caspary, the gambler?
Yes, he and Max Bruno are in business together.
Yeah, I know. The Rooftop Club. An iron claw with a cover charge.
This morning, Phil said he was going away on a business trip, but I don't believe him. I'm afraid he's going to try killing me again. I want you to come around about 8 and protect me. Here's $100. That should cover it.
Well, thanks. We might be up late. Maybe I should bring a good book.
You'll strain your eyes. I like dark rooms.
She got up then and walked slowly across the room like a big cat that had just finished eating its keeper. She stopped at the door and smiled a promise. I thought how Samson must have looked with a crew cut. Around 1, I stopped in at the corner of 51st and Broadway for a bite of lunch. I killed part of the afternoon at the newspaper morgue, looking up the past files of one Phil Caspary. No convictions, but a bundle of arrests. The partnership with Max Bruno had earned some big type from time to time, and it seemed that Mr. Caspary's partner, Max, was quite a favorite with the local authorities. They'd nailed him twice. The first time, Uncle Sam sent him away for missing too many March 15ths. The second was when I remembered. A rookie cop caught him with a gun. The parole board said shame and sent him up for the rest of the stretch. I went back to the apartment, dressed, and by 8 o'clock I was ringing Mrs. Caspary's doorbell. The skin of my back crawled up and sat on my head. Whoever was dying was doing it the hard way. The door was locked, so I gave it the benefit of one of my shoulders. It was one of those heavy panel jobs with a will of its own, but finally the hinges got tired and gave up. I stumbled into the living room and came up with my .38. The screams had stopped, and I knew the only reason she had given up yelling was because she'd given up living. She was sprawled on the bed, but she didn't look anything like she had that afternoon. The killer had made sure of that. He'd used a knife. And now she just didn't look like anything. I took a quick look around, found no one, so headed for the phone on the nightstand to call homicide. He must have been standing behind the door. When I turned, he gave it to me. Oh! He used something heavy enough to split a block of cement. It caught me across the nose, and I went down like an express elevator. While I was thinking the floor looked silly trying to be a funnel, he nailed me again. Oh, and this time he pushed back the ceiling and let the night in. It's easy to relax after a good beating. You just bleed a little and grow weak. When someone tries to shake you out of it, it's like trying to sober a drunk that got mauled on cleaning fluid.
Come on, Rick. Let's go. Snap out of it.
Oh.
Come on, kid. You're a mess.
Oh, I'm stuck in the confetti. Oh, yeah. We have a party or something?
Yeah, it looks that way. Wake up, you're still running around with the squirrels.
Oh, my. Take a look at that bed, Walt. If I appear untidy, it makes up for things.
We cleaned it off. Try and sit up. The ambulance will be here in a minute.
Oh, get me a bat, will you? If I can find the guy who crowned me, I'll give you another customer.
We got him outside, but I can't say I blame him.
Who you got?
Caspary. He says you knocked off his wife.
What?
He called us, said he came home, found the body, and found you tiptoeing through the corpses.
Well, maybe he told you his wife came to see me today and gave out with $100 to protect her from him.
No, as a matter of fact, he didn't.
Well, then don't stand there on your swollen bunion, Walt. He's got me in line for a murder rap, and I don't like it.
Don't blame you. Otis, bring in Mr. Caspary.
Yeah, Lieutenant. Get in there, Cass.
Okay, Sergeant. Okay, take it easy.
Here he is, Lieutenant.
Caspary, Diamond here says he'll trade you a seat in the electric chair for his pushed-in face.
I don't get it.
Well, stick around, Phil. It'll catch up with you.
Hold it a minute, Rick.
I've had my face turned into an ad for taffy machines. I've got a right to gloat.
Look, why the chit-chat, Lieutenant? You got your killer.
That's what Diamond thinks. He says you fit the job.
He's a dirty liar.
Says your wife retained him to protect her from you.
For why?
She found out you were robbing your partner. You made one try for her, but you missed.
You graduated, Diamond. Now you're a filthy liar.
All right, Rick, lay off.
Okay, but I'd like to play some more.
I want some answers.
Then why don't you ask his partner? You know him, Max Bruno.
All right. Let's all go see Max Bruno.
A prowl car on Park Avenue is as conspicuous as an outside shower at a girls' camp. A crowd of people watch Sergeant Otis herd us into the back seat. Even if you aren't guilty, you feel like you've got the Chrysler Building tucked away under your coat. I waved goodbye to a good-looking blonde with a poodle, and we took off for Bruno's office. It was an old building on 6th Avenue, and a gunner named Tony Garcia with a big bulge under his arm met us at the door.
What is this, a convention?
Hello, Tony. Tell Bruno I want to see him.
The whole party or just you, Lieutenant?
I'm enough.
Sure. What's the matter, Casper? You look sick. You get tagged for speeding?
You can tell Max it looks like he built the frame just the right size.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Oh, stop playing Alice in Wonderland. We want to see Bruno.
I'll find out if he's in.
We know how to turn a doorknob. Look out.
Okay.
Oh, what is this?
They wouldn't wait for an introduction.
Hello, Max.
What do you want, Levinson?
Couple of questions?
You in some kind of trouble, Casper?
What do you think?
What are you getting rough with me for?
Oh, you dirty double-cross...
Shut up. Well, what's eating you, Diamond?
Well, that's a good one.
Now, look.
You look, Max. You keep your mouth shut, Caspary.
Not when I'm being framed. I'm going to yell my head off.
Framed?
Don't know nothing about it, huh, Max?
I don't know what you're talking about. What is this?
You framed me with that killing.
Killing?
Don't come on with that bit. You know what I'm talking about.
Take Caspary in the hall, Otis.
Yes, sir. Come on, Casper.
I'll get you for this, Max. So help me.
Come on, you.
Will somebody tell me what's going on
Fucking
here?
liar. I swear to you, if it's the last thing I do, I'll get...
What's happened to him?
Max, you don't know?
How am I supposed to know? Guess?
Somebody just killed his wife.
Tony.
Yeah, boss.
Wait in the hall.
Yeah, boss.
Caspary knocked off his wife, huh?
Well, he didn't say it was Caspary.
Look, Caspary's my partner. At least he was.
You split?
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Why?
I've been checking for a couple of weeks. Caspary's been holding out on the take.
How'd you find out?
His wife called me and told me.
Oh, really? Wonder why a wife would incriminate her husband like that.
Yeah, she was scared stiff. She found out what he was doing, and he told her he'd kill her. So she didn't know what to do. She called me.
You knew her pretty well, huh?
Not too well. She figured I could give her protection. I told her to see you, Diamond.
Well, now, that was very nice of you, but what did you do about Caspary when you found out he was robbing you?
Told him to get out, have the money back by tomorrow morning.
You tell him his wife tipped you about him?
Are you crazy? Of course not. Said I'd been checking on him for a long time, that the books didn't tally.
And what did he say?
He said he didn't do it. What'd you expect him to say?
Well, are your books short?
200,000 worth.
Okay, Max. We'll be talking to you.
Wife's dead, huh?
About as dead as she can get.
See you around.
Yeah.
Okay, so he told you how I've been robbing the till.
Yeah, he did.
Let's go.
What's the matter, Caspary? You give it up?
I'm framed. That's it. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, what did you do with the murder weapon?
Don't be surprised if you wake up some morning and find it sticking in your back.
Get him out of here, Otis.
Come on, you. Come on.
Well, Levinson did it again. Suspect in custody. What do you do for an encore?
Sleep? You want me to drop you off in emergency? You could use a new face.
No, I'll grab a cab and go to the apartment and clean up. Got to see Helen later.
Okay, but stay off the streets. Somebody's liable to think you're dead and bury you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Night.
Good night. Hey, cabby.
Yeah? Where to, Mac? Holy yike.
What's the matter?
Don't scare me like that. I got a nervous stomach. Well, they could sell your face for 60 cents a pound.
Okay, so good housekeeping shuns me. 553 East 51st and step on it. What are you rolling the window down for?
I want to see if it's still bleeding out. $0.35.
There you are.
Thanks.
Let's take a ride instead.
What?
Don't move.
Hey, what's going on?
I told you we're gonna take a ride.
The gun in my back I don't recognize, but you should have worn your other head, Tony.
Move.
Okay. What's the matter? Doesn't Max give you enough to eat?
That's because I don't think you're funny.
All right. You're Tony Garcia and you make people bleed.
Right, boy. Hold it. Now get in the car.
You're bending the suit.
Get in. You drive.
Okay, but I'm a better pedestrian. Where to?
Washington Bridge.
I don't swim any better than I drive.
You won't have to. You're out for high diving. Get going. Come on, hurry it up.
I thought we were going to a funeral.
That's a good one.
What's it all about, Tony?
Don't get nosy. Enjoy the ride. It's a new car.
We rode like that. Tony sitting half-turned with a big .45 in his fist, pointing right at my stomach. I drove south across town, trying to figure it out. Max Bruno's killer getting ready for a job. Why? Why me? What did I know that could get Max Bruno in trouble?
Turn here.
I turned, and the Washington Bridge wasn't far away. I could see it, stretched out across the river like a long coffin lined with bright candles. I eased down on the accelerator, and by the time we reached the bridge, I was doing a good 60.
Slow down.
We were near the toll gate. I took my foot off the accelerator and then jammed down on the brakes as hard as I could.
Before we continue with Richard Diamond, Private Detective, here are a few words about smoking enjoyment.
You know, smoking is a day-in, day-out pleasure. We like each cigarette to taste as good as the one before. And we like the cigarette we smoke to be mild, to get along with our throats for a good long time. So it's good sense to test a cigarette over a period of time. Not just a puff of this cigarette or a sniff of that.
Yes, make the sensible cigarette test, the thorough test. Smoke only Camels for 30 days as you normally smoke, and you'll see how rich and flavorful Camels are, pack after pack. You'll see how mild Camels are, week after week.
In a coast-to-coast test of hundreds of people who smoked only Camels for 30 days, noted throat specialists reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels. That's real proof of cigarette mildness.
Make your own Camel 30-day test, the sensible test, and see for yourself why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
How mild, how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
And now back to Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
We had hit the bridge railing and stopped cold. The steering wheel had caught me in the stomach. I opened my mouth to make my lungs work. It was like sucking air through a bent straw. I didn't know how long I sat there before I finally made it, but a slow, dripping sound made me remember Tony and look over. He was halfway through the windshield, and the dripping wasn't a broken radiator. His life was running out all over the hood. I got out of the car before the guards got to it. I had to have time to figure the whole thing out, and I didn't want to hang around for a lot of long explanations. I walked until I lost the crowd that was collecting. I took in long breaths of fresh air until my head cleared, then spotted an empty cab heading back to town, flagged it, gave the cabbie the address of the rooftop club. I needed answers, and the best person to give them to me was Max Bruno.
Late edition, get your late edition here. Read all about it. Read all about the Casper murder. Woman found dead in her apartment. Husband held for murder.
Hey, boy, paper.
Yes, sir. Gee, what happened to your face?
I shaved with a rake.
Yeah? Gee, that's pretty funny.
Holy.
What's the matter?
This picture.
That's the dame was knocked off tonight. Casper dame.
Oh, so that's it.
Huh?
Here's a $1, thanks.
Wow. Take my advice, mister. See your analyst. You'll get rid of them bells.
Homicide, Lieutenant Levinson.
Walt, did you get to 415 at the George Washington Bridge?
Yeah, about 10 minutes ago. Tony Garcia ran into the bridge railing. Some other guy with him. How'd you hear about it, Rick?
Well, I was the other guy.
What?
Yeah, Tony was going to show me the bottom of the river.
Are you nuts?
Not at all, no. And have you seen the evening papers?
No.
Well, there's a picture of Mrs. Casper on the front page.
So what?
Well, so this. The girl in the picture isn't the same girl who came into my office this afternoon.
Who was she?
I don't know.
Now, wait a minute,
Walt,
Rick.
well, no. Don't you get it? That's why Tony was supposed to gun me tonight.
No, I don't get it.
Oh, Walt, somebody wanted to frame Phil Caspary. They sent a girl to my office posing as Mrs. Caspary, so I'd swear she suspected that Phil was going to kill her. When I found the wife dead, she was cut up so bad I couldn't tell the difference.
Well, then why kill you?
To prevent what's just happened. Get me out of the way before I saw the evening papers.
Then Max Bruno was lying about Casper taking the money.
Sure. There had to be a motive, so he cooked up the story about Mrs. Casper calling him and telling him about Phil and the money.
Then Bruno's our man.
Oh, Walt, you're such a good boy. I knew you'd get it.
Check your hat, sir?
Maybe I'd better throw it in the door first. Give me a pack of Camels.
Yes, sir.
Who's running the place for Mr. Bruno?
Mr. Casper, but he isn't in yet.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. How's the floor show?
It's all right if you got an imagination.
You know, you better keep moving. You'll catch cold in that getup.
Oh, well, don't let it fool you. The bustle's real, your hot water bottle.
I went in and sat at the bar. The dance floor was in the other room, but you could see it through the long glass windows. I was sitting there trying to figure my next move when the floor show started. The usual line of cuties came out. The hat check girl was wrong. You didn't need an imagination. They were wearing just enough to make a bathing suit look like a sleeping bag. They tripped over each other getting off, and the lights went dim, and a white spot circled the piano. She came out in a green satin evening gown. I've seen grapes with looser skins.
I didn't know what time it was.
She knew what time it was. She was pretty good, too. But she was better this afternoon in my office when she told me she was Mrs. Casper. I got up and went back to the hat check girl with a warm bustle.
Maybe you need a shot. Even the old ones stick around for the last show.
Honey, where can I find that singer's dressing room?
I thought you looked healthy. Mr. Bruno wouldn't like it.
Well, maybe we don't let Mr. Bruno in on it.
Oh, $10. You'll have to shove bamboo under my nails before I talk.
She told me how to find the singer's dressing room. I thanked her and gave her a pat on the... You know, it was a hot water bottle. I walked by the bar again and listened while she poured it on. I've heard singers with better voices, but this one had the difference. She went into the last few bars, and I headed for her dressing room. I wanted to get there before she did. And unless that green satin gown was a breakaway, she didn't figure for an encore. I got in, sat down to wait. It was a quick minute before she showed up. Oh, shut up, you're flat.
Oh, you get out of here. Go on, get out.
Now relax, baby, I got something to say. You want to listen or do you want to get shoved around?
You just try it. I'll get some of Max's boys to let the air out of your muscles.
Open your mouth and you'll be tripping on your teeth. Get away from that door and sit down.
Not until you get your eyes full of fingernails.
You little... Now get this. I don't like marking up dames' complexions, but you're making it easy. Who sent you up to my office? Was it Max?
Why don't you ask him? He's good at answers.
Well, so was his boy Tony. He got dead trying to figure it out. Maybe you'd like to guess.
Wait a minute, Diamond. One scream from me and everybody in the joint will be in here on your back.
Honey, if you open your mouth, I'll shove your foot in it.
If I tell you, do I get squared with the law?
You're an accessory before the fact. I can only give you a head start.
Just give me long enough to find a healthy climate.
Now you're killing time. Come on. I want to know who built you up to fit Mrs. Caspary. Was it Max Bruno?
All right. It was Max. Phil found out he was holding out in the gambling take.
So he dissolves the partnership by killing Mrs. Caspary, making Phil the patsy.
Neat, huh?
Yeah, like a sack full of brains. Go on, answer it.
Who is it?
Open up, baby. It's me.
Max, look out! Diamond's in here!
Sorry, baby, but twice makes you a punching bag. I didn't want to hit her, but it was the only way to keep her tongue in. She dropped like a wet wash in an earthquake, and I jumped for the door. Max was halfway down the hall. He had a gun in his hand, and he used it. The slug tore up the wall by my ear, and before I could try my luck, he was around the corner. I thought about the hole his Luger had made, and I wondered why I was still chasing him. I turned the corner and found myself in the bandstand. Max turned fast and tried again. I was across the crowded dance floor when the panic busted loose.
What's going on here?
I shoved aside a drunk who thought it was the 4th of July and went to the bar like I needed the exercise.
That man's got a gun! Follow your own.
Max was nearly to the front door when he turned around for another shot at me. He didn't see the little hat check girl standing behind me with her arms full of coats. He backed right into her, and they both went down together. Max stumbled up, tangled, in an assorted wardrobe. He squeezed first, but he was wearing too many coats. Then he missed again. I didn't miss. Max doubled up like a tired ice bag and got himself a face full of carpet. He was pretty dead. The hat check girl looked at me for a minute, then leaned over to Max. She said something that endeared her to me forever.
Check your gun, Mr. Bruno.
Dick Powell will return in just a minute.
What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
That question was asked of doctors in every branch of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country. In repeated surveys, the brand named most is Camel.
Yes, according to these surveys, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Camel's costly tobaccos are properly aged and expertly blended for your smoking enjoyment. Make the sensible cigarette test, the 30-day Camel test, and see how enjoyable a cigarette can be. See for yourself why people say, once a Camel smoker, always a Camel smoker.
How mild, how mild, how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test, then you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
Here's Dick Powell with a special message.
Thank you. You know, it's a pleasure for me to make this weekly announcement, ladies and gentlemen, because each week the makers of Camels send gift cigarettes to a most deserving group of people, servicemen and veterans who are hospitalized. This week's Camels go to Veterans Hospitals, Fargo, North Dakota, and Alexandria, Louisiana. U.S. Air Force Hospital, Randolph Air Force Base, Texas. U.S. Naval Hospital, San Diego, California. Now, until next week, enjoy Camels. I always do.
How mild, how mild, how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see. Smoke Camels and see.
Tonight's adventure of Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell, was written by Blake Edwards with music by Frank Worth. Our director is Helen Mack. Featured in tonight's cast were Virginia Gregg, Arthur Q. Bryan, and Wilms Herbert.
Men, whether you buy the handy pocket tin or the big 1-pound tin of Prince Albert, you're in for real smoking joy. PA's Choice Tobacco has a rich taste and delightful natural aroma. It's specially treated to ensure against tongue bite, and it's crimp cut for smooth, even, cool smoking. Get Prince Albert, the National Joy Smoke, America's largest selling smoking tobacco.
Listen next week for another exciting transcribed adventure of Richard Diamond, starring Dick Powell. This is Your FBI. The official broadcast from the files of the FBI follows immediately. Stay tuned. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the American Broadcasting Company.